My name is Kaarel, and I'm the founder of Veriff. Also, I'm here to forward all the greetings from Tallinn and our San Francisco office. So, I'm here to talk to you about online identity verification. And for me, before coming into this business, it was now, let's say, I was 14 years old. It was 10 years ago. I'm a country boy, and I lived on a farm for 15 years. And we had to collect hay for winter, and all those hay balls were tied up with a blue hay ball twine. But my job was to collect those. So it meant that I always had to take those blue hay ball twine when the winter was over and collect it and take it somewhere else. Otherwise it's bad, it's dirty, and it's odd. So I started to search for biodegradable hay ball twines. And I found something. But I found it at eBay, and only payment option for me at the time was to use PayPal. I did everything they asked for. I fulfilled the registration form and uploaded my copy of my ID. And within 2 days, PayPal sent me an email. Kaarel, unfortunately, we aren't allowed to provide you the service because you're not 18 years old. And at that time, without thinking twice, and I was in need to get this biodegradable hay ball twine. Then I changed my date of birth from 1994 into 1984 and uploaded the same ID to PayPal again. And within a day, payment was accepted and I got my hay ball twine. I didn't know at that time that I was lying and I was doing something wrong. And when I came into this business again, I noticed that still in 2015, those things were unsolved and the cost of fraud was very, very low. So giving you now an example of Veriff. Veriff is established in 2015, October. We have now a team of 50 awesome people. We have total funding 8.3 million and we are YC Winter 18 alumni. Why to say like 50 awesome people? It's very important to have awesome people who enable you to build those products. And what is something different at our side? We are like a white hat hackers. We give our best to be one step ahead of fraudsters and competition. And also the team of investors are great. One of our great salesperson and investor is Ashton Kutcher, who is also, before we even announced that he was a part of our Series A funding, he already tweeted about it at Twitter. So, here you can see, this is my identity card that I used 3 years ago. From distance, you might think that they are the same. So let's see. Actually, they aren't. Only things that are same are my name, and my name, picture, and date of birth. This is the information that can be found about everyone very easily online. But as you can see, that all the other numbers are falsified using Photoshop. So we gave our best to see whether we can get through with those falsified IDs. And I can't say it out loud, but my success rate was higher than you could imagine. And then we noticed that the low cost of fraud is something we have to keep an eye on. So going further, we created a unique video-based approach that is even more secure than physical face-to-face verification. Going more in depth with the problem is that identity verification isn't in the beginning up to date with the developing technology, because you have the opportunity to use Photoshop, for example, and many other tools. This is a part of another presentation, how to do fraudulent cases, but I'm not here for that. But another big problem, as we are seeing, that is happening around us, is that people pay huge premium to be trustworthy. So every single thing you do online and the goods you are taking, you're like paying more to be trustworthy. If I'm renting a car, then I have to put deposit on my account, let's say for $1,000 to rent the car for a week, because they don't trust me. if I do something wrong, they want to make sure that they can get at least the money. But now in the nowadays world, and what we are hoping for as well is that there are not so many startups around, but we are the ones who are claiming it out loud that we are waiting for the financial crisis. It's been going a bit too good so far for the economy in general. And when another financial crisis will come along, all the economy will understand that to be next to your customers, you can't have offices around the country. You have to move online, and if you're already online, you have to know who are in the both parties, both sides. And we truly believe if there will be financial crisis coming up, there will be more companies that go online. And there will be new business models that request less money because there's less money in the economy, and trust is the key that enables you to do it. Cybercrime, this is like the dragon with 7 heads. So as we see that in the fintech businesses, it was the key to get a huge customer base very fast. Now, it's very easy for different fintech companies to get the huge customer base. And because of the competition in this area, the margins are very small. Now, in those transaction-based businesses, they previously worked only for getting the conversion as high as possible, and the default rates were written in the business plans. Because the competition is there, margins are low, you can't be competitive by having default rates in the business plan only. You have to fight against fraud. And while fighting against fraud, you have to make the onboarding already trustworthy as well. And within this part, you see that the fraud is at one specific company at this time. And if this company has done everything to fight against fraud, the fraud isn't going in a way away. It goes to another company that hasn't taken so much care about it. So every single time, as we can see, cybercrime is a dragon with 7 heads. Giving you also some numbers, in the United States in 2017, 17 million identity theft victims were claimed, totaling 17 billion financial losses. So already, if you start to calculate the market size based on the financial losses that are happening around us, it's a huge problem. And this is where the Veriff comes in and gives our best to do the rest. How many of you know this picture? Awesome. There's one person who knows it. It's a very, very famous picture from Wall Street Journal, where there was a saying that on the internet, nobody knows you're a dog. Yes, nobody knows that, unless you don't verify your customers. And the internet was considered to be anonymous, but now all the physical businesses are moving also online. So it means you have to know who is in the both sides. So Veriff's approach was to build up the product, where people just have to follow instructions given. And our unique video-based approach does the rest. You just have to show your ID and follow instructions given, and we can make sure that you're the one who you really claim to be in real time. Also, this product works on phones. And because this event is all about giving you tips and sharing a bit of our experience so far as well, I'd like to know, how do you know you've reached the product market fit? There's like the question that all the startuppers ask, and actually what I've noticed, it's very similar, like making sure if someone is vegan or not. Trust me, they'll tell you if they're vegan. And this is very similar with the product market fit as well. If you still don't have this tangible feeling, what does it mean? If it kicks in, then you know it. We have a great example to share with you as well, where we understood that the product market fit isn't as glamorous as you might think. At one point, many customers are coming in, and you're not able to focus on the R&D you've planned. You have to make sure that your current service is up and running and you can handle the volumes that are coming in. And it was the time when we said also to our customers, we are not setting up the crypto accounts. So it means that you have to only pay for the services in fiat. And we closed down the service for customers who didn't pay us an invoice. So, happy to have some questions also from you. And I'm staying here whole day. So if you have anything related to the identity verification, or you'd like to know more how Veriff journey went and how we, within a 3 years time, grew from zero to Series A company, and now growing month over month 30%. Thank you.